Knight's website sent.
Don't forget to check out Ally Arts. Restocks happening currently.
Maybe soon.
Is this episode sponsored? Let's go.
Always sponsored.
Eric has been saying that same line for
at least since
the
February.
past month and a half.
These guys have been going since 1997. I'm sorry.
We're playing D&D, guys. Let's go.
Yeah. And Shane's like a world jousting champ. He had a whole series on the History Channel.
Scrap whatever you had planned for tonight's session. We're just doing a joust.
You know what? We'll see. We'll see what happens. That might be workable. Shall we go ahead and jump into session 69?
Hey.
Nice.
There it is. That's what I was looking for. What happened last time?
Spelunking.
Technically, I looked it up. Spelunking would imply like jumping and things like that. We were doing caving.
Wow, I have been corrected. I don't know if I like that.
When you're like squeezing through like small tunnel caves, it's caving.
Spelunking, you jumping in the cave?
Spelunking usually implies that you're like either being harnessed in or you're jumping.
Intriguing.
Yeah.
Interesting. I did not realize.
This is why in the game Spelunky, you can't jump off the ledges. You die.
Okay.
Now we know.
Okay, so you were caving last time.
But wait, we were. Oh yeah, that's yeah.
My apologies.
Some of us were using a rope to get down, which could argue that it was spelunking.
Sean.
Yeah.
Okay.
How far are we down?
I mean,
Like in the ground?
Mhm.
Far.
But yeah, from last session, if I remember correctly, APOC got a little butterfly friend.
Fieri.
We kept going deeper into the ground, which led us to the whole caving situation. We after a lot of rolls eventually made it through, where we came to, I think we ended where we came to an opening. But once we got through all the crawling, we finally hit flat ground and we're coming through a tunnel to an opening. And I don't remember what we found.
Flames. Glowing, dancing flames.
There you go.
All right, so we'll pick up right at the entrance after caving down a very tight, narrow, crooked chimney-esque series of twists and turns and opening up into a kind of crawl space before finally being able to stand, Fieri fluttering behind APOC, your new kind of slightly glowing, slightly ethereal, cloud-like butterfly friend. A few of you getting a few dings, feeling the heat and feeling a bit more exhausted after making your way through that series of tight corners and tight caves. You approach, you almost don't notice, with the exception of the kind of like veins of white marble or white rock around you that almost seem to glow like iridescent. It's very eerie, as all of the stone up until now has been just jet black, really giving this feeling of oppression. But this little veins of white starting to light your way ever so slightly. The cave opens up once more into kind of this like jagged, uneven, but vaulted area. And as you kind of like stand at the entrance, the place where it starts to veer off and veer open, in front of you, you see these very thin lines of flame that just appear to be floating in space, about a foot and a half off the ground, that are just kind of gently swaying. If not for the fact that you had a little bit of light from the veins of the marble in this otherwise pitch black space, and I think a glowing spatula, if I have that correct still. These just very, very thin, like threads almost. That's how thin they appear in front of you, just like Mrs. Q's yarn that she uses to crochet with her crochet hook. Exactly. And they just kind of like flicker. You see, at least from this angle, you see about 3 that are all kind of like wiggling in this chamber, this room, this area. The walls themselves are very jagged, very much like a, excuse me, very much like a broken old basalt columns. So they're kind of like octagonal, but sheared off in places. Some places look quite smooth, some places look quite jagged where they've been sheared. It's all uneven. And as you see those marble veins kind of continue through these columns, broken off in parts where the columns have been broken and continuing on throughout. You see what looks to be at least a few other exits at odd places from this room. But that's what you can see from your initial kind of scope ahead. What would you like to do?
So pretty.
What do you think?
So you said that it's sort of like an openish space, but there's exits that we're seeing that come off of it.
It looks to be not unlike you've seen before, at least in the like magma lake room, where there looks to be like openings in the walls themselves, little tunnels, bigger tunnels. But you do see those veins of marble that almost like you can tell that an exit or a space is there because they kind of like curve and disappear into the rock almost. But you see them continuing forward throughout the room in front of you, overlapping these basalt columns.
And does the ground look relatively flat, like it's walkable?
So the ground is, even up until this point, it's very, very natural. It's uneven in places, it's sandy in places from broken rock. It doesn't look any different from what you've been seeing so far. When I say these basalt columns, does everyone know what I'm talking about? Okay, let me find a picture.
I'm picturing like a bath bomb that's like half crumbled.
You know, that's actually a pretty good. It's not a bad thought, but I'm thinking more along these lines.
Is it basalt or basalt?
I say basalt.
Basil or basil?
Well, that's an easy one.
Oh, I don't think we've addressed this. What is it?
Basil.
It's basil.
No.
Basil.
Nope. You're all wrong.
Basil.
Basil sounds silly.
Basil sounds like a name to
Actually,
me.
yeah,
like
Basil
Basil
does
of
sound-
Baker Street.
Yeah.
And Sir Basil.
That's true too.
No,
Well, it's not Sir Basil.
No, don't ask Andrew's opinion.
What do I know, you know? Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure in this campaign, like we've used both. It's been like, okay, yeah. Well, that's super cool.
Oh,
But
is that
that's what.
way?
Pardon me?
Is that Giant's Causeway?
No.
Looks like it.
It was the second picture on Google Images.
It looks sort of, but
It
I
looks
don't-
like Giant's Causeway.
Yeah.
Or Kilt Rock in Scotland.
Cool.
Yeah, that's kind of what the walls look like, just very, very jagged, very sheared,
okay.
but column-esque, with those veins moving through it, so it's not solid pieces of column, I guess. You have these white veins moving to give you a little bit of light.
Well, we should probably stick close together.
Do we feel the need to investigate these squigglies that we see?
I think so.
Go for it.
It seems to be the only thing in this space, right?
Go for it, Mrs.
You can make a
Keaton.
perception check if you want, Basil.
Okay. My perception is really bad, but
Here,
That's good.
Basil. While you're looking, you can see it. Guidance.
I'm pretty sure I also have one level of exhaustion. So,
I
right?
think a few of you do.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, baby.
And then what does your thing give
D4.
me?
D4.
So 11.
With an 11, as you kind of take a peek in to see if there's anything else in this chamber, and nothing else really catches your eye. The glowing kind of looks a little bit odd itself from the veins, but it's as normal as it can be in a place that's been so dark so far. But you don't notice anything else. Kind of
Okay.
like before, there is no other movement down here.
Okay.
Shall we keep moving forward?
Yes.
I think so.
Lead the
So
way,
as a
Basil.
group, we Hmm?
Lead the way, Basil.
Basil like leads the way.
Alrighty. So as you all move forward, the wiggling threads of fire, of flame, are maybe like 40-ish feet in front of you. And as you kind of skirt your way around, as you move through the chamber, you can tell me how you're moving through the chamber, but as you're moving through the chamber and getting closer and closer to these threads of fire, you notice that the one closest to you of the three, the one closest to you as you're moving, as you're continuing to kind of like turn what you thought was a thread or like one singular line from the side, as you move, it looks to almost expand as you start to come to the side of it. And as you kind of like slowly move, and you're looking less to the side and more head on, for example, you see what looks like something bright, like a landscape, surrounded in this like ring of fire. And the landscape doesn't look like anything you've seen so far, but it's almost kind of like the fire itself is wiggling and framing this image of a landscape.
Okay. So it's almost like these what we first perceived as strands of fire are almost kind of like a frame, like it's framing this landscape.
Yeah, like you were initially looking at it from the side, and as you started to move around, you started to almost face it.
Okay,
Ah.
gotcha.
We've seen frame landscapes before.
Indeed.
Can we just see anything from like wherever this landscape is? Like, can we see details of the place?
You can all go ahead. Whoever wants to, if you want to try and make out a little bit more of the landscape, I'm going to get you to make an investigation check for me.
Okay.
Definitely try that.
Come on.
We have, yeah, we got exhaustion here.
Oh yeah, and
Am
also
I-
don't forget, it is hot here still.
Am I the only one without a level of exhaustion?
I think so.
I think you might be.
I rolled a 6.
Same girl, same.
An
Oh, I
8
guess
here.
Astra's with you too.
Roll the 5.
I don't think
Also-
Astra has a level of exhaustion.
Oh, good.
Mrs. Q,
8.
Aurora.
It's actually an 11 with my bonuses.
Okay, and you
Nice.
had
8.
8. Basil as well. Okay, 11 with the bonuses, and Astra is 10. Right. As you're all trying to like make out this landscape for a little bit, what you notice is that it appears like natural. All of you, even at this distance, what you can see is like some of the very few trees that are there, you actually see swaying in what you assume would be a breeze. But the landscape itself, Aurora, yeah, 11 and a 10. You don't quite know where this is, but it looks a little, I mean, it looks like the trees that you've seen outside, but it's like, it's weird. It's like it's bleached almost. It's like it's a little bit pale.
Hmm.
You don't recognize much more than that with an 11.
Would people, I mean, I'm looking to our magic users. Would people be able to discern if it's like a portal? Or is it just kind of like it's like it's just showing us something as opposed to it being like a doorway to this place?
Would I know that?
You can make an Arcana check if you would like.
And
Would-
I'll do that as well. If
Yep.
if Basil's being like magic, Al's like, oh yeah, I know
Yeah,
it's
go for
magic.
I would like to as well as a magic user.
Yes.
Can't we just
Go
shoot
for it.
something at it? You know, see if it goes through.
As a bow user, that would be your approach.
Yeah, that is my approach.
I was just like, let me hit it, you know, like.
All right, Aurora,
29.
Mrs. Q,
18.
L.
13.
You know, big improvements from the first roll, so you can take that.
With
I
disadvantage.
have a +5 and I still only got 13.
Oh,
29 with disadvantage. Let's go.
How did
That's-
that?
That's pretty amazing.
ugh.
Yeah, Aurora and Mrs. Q for sure. L, you're like, doesn't really look like a painting.
Maybe we should shoot something at
Yeah,
it.
maybe we should shoot some-
Magic. Let's shoot magic at magic.
Um,
Let's launch over it.
Aurora and Mrs. Q, you have the very strong suspicion. You're not 100% sure. You're not 100%, Aurora. You're a little closer to 100% sure on this, but you have a very strong suspicion that this is a portal. It's so realistic, not unlike Pip's paintings that you've seen in the past. But this is real. This is legit. Whatever's on the other side is a different place.
Can I take out a bone from one of the bird servants from the avium?
Mm-hmm.
Like one of the arm bones from the bone servant and just stick it through the hole?
So as you approach and get a little closer to this thing, you can feel the heat start to sear your skin even more as you approach this.
She hot, boys.
You are going to take 6 points of fire damage.
Oh,
In your head.
As you approach and you push the bone through. As you do, it moves through. It feels like you're kind of like punching through water
Like,
almost.
I want to make
pushing
sure
this
like
bone
my
through.
hand doesn't go through it. It's just the bone.
And it's good that you do, as on the other side, you see a charred bone. It's intact, but it looks quite burnt.
yo, dude. And here I was thinking I would just like Sir Basil would throw his blink dagger down and just run through. Good thing I didn't.
I wanted to get on there before either of these two chuckle fucks do something stupid.
Wait, who's the other juggle fuck?
You know who you are.
I will also add, Aurora, as you push through and the bone chars, you see like bits of like soot, bits of material that's burned off the bone, just kind of flake off on the other side and like hit the ground.
I want to be careful. I don't think it's going to be safe for us to go through this.
What do we do then? We just break it?
How do you break a portal?
Why do you break a portal?
Are we trying to stop them from coming into our world?
Don't we know? Do we know that this is where they're coming from, though? This looks rather nice in there. I think that's a sycamore. There's a beech tree.
The beach is cute. Look at that bone.
ash. I mean, yeah, the portal on the other side, though, not so bad. Oh, I'm just saying, nice trees.
My guess will be the wrong kind of ash on the other side of this portal.
Touche. Touche. Love a good tree pun.
As you are having this discussion, you notice there are two other flickering flames
Ooh.
in this room. You saw a total of 3 from the exit, from the entrance that you came from. This one is just the closest one to you.
Can we run to the others? And are those also different portals?
So you run to the others and you see one of them that, again, that same, as you start to move forward, it starts to kind of like take shape as this flame ringed space. And you just see a like raging ocean in front of you. It's dark, it's rainy, the waves look massive and huge. You're kind of looking at it almost like not quite bird's eye view, but bird's eye as if you were looking up a little bit so you can see a horizon line, but you're not directly on the ground.
Okay. Cool.
And as you run to see the third flickering flame and you do a full 360 around it, it's just remaining this slowly moving thread.
So it's as if it's an unopened portal. Like it's not actually a frame, it's just a
Correct.
wiggle.
Just a line.
Mm-hmm.
What do we think?
So there's a water one, and there's an earth one,
But
there's a
Like-
closed one.
yes, but going through the portal, and we can assume maybe something similar. Going through the first portal is dangerous.
Yeah. Basil will ask Astra, what do you make of this? Have you seen magic like this before?
That's true. I've Astra seen magic like this. You see Astra kind of looking about a safe distance away from the portal itself. That first portal you went to, and she's kind of looking. She's looking at the one with the ocean. She's looking back at the first one, and she just kind of portals in like any sense of the word are massive amounts of conjuration magic that's just like concentrated here to open a doorway. I don't have as much familiarity with this. The grove itself is massively full of conjuration magic. We know that. But I have not necessarily seen or read about unattended open portals like this. She did not roll super well.
So normally someone is guarding these things.
The portals that I'm familiar with are more along the lines of you throw out glyphs that are linked to a specific location and you are like teleported there, or you open a doorway there, or you hop planes that way. There's like an initiation. I have no idea about more permanent portals.
Hmm. Do we feel like we need to close them?
Well, do we know from any of the conversations we've had, or the histories of Elderheart, that would like kind of reveal anything about these portals? Like, I mean, like there's a world of a vast ocean, and then a world of like a flamey forest.
Flamey?
Well,
Oh, well, I guess we stuck stuff through it and it got charred, but it doesn't look flamey in and of itself.
mhm.
But I see where you go.
Like, is there some significance to these places other than the fact that we have just giant portals there? You know?
Can I look around, not touching the portal, but like near it? Does it look like anything disrupted this area outside of like Aurora? Like, has anything come out of this portal, like tracks or I don't know, searing marks or anything nearby?
Mhm,
Like, is
mhm.
there a trace of things escaping from here?
You can make me a survival check if you'd like.
Okay,
What,
probably not.
what you looking for there, APOC?
I'll say
Is survival or
you're
investigation?
not really
What you looking for there, APOC?
follow
I'm-
tracks forward to find a trail or avoid natural hazards.
I'm seeing if something came out of here. Like,
I'll give you survival or investigation.
yeah,
I
investigation.
think you're doing.
Do you want to look with me?
I think you're doing a great job, guidance.
Oh, thank you. There's a D4. Still a disadvantage. You know what? Not bad. Not bad. That's a huge D4. 9 plus 7, 16.
Very nice. With a 16, you're looking for things that have escaped
Yeah.
from the portal.
Does it look like anything has come out of there? Yeah.
With a 16, you notice what others did not notice before. You do see like scrape marks on the ground, a few on the walls behind the portals. You also notice that at 10 feet out from these portals, it gets significantly hotter. And the closer you get, you can start to feel your skin burn. You get the sense that the closer you are to the portal, the worse it is. But you notice like scrape marks. You notice some char marks.
Okay.
There is some evidence of something or some things moving, but it does not look to be coming from one of the three portals. It's kind of coming from the area itself.
Okay. Can I discern how recent it might have been? Is it possible?
With a 16, I'm going to say it's a little tough in the black rock, the low light, and the fact that there are char marks and scrape marks kind of blending themselves together. You do notice that there is almost like a soot that has settled over this general area, just like, you know, you are now covered in soot yourselves, even after your bath. You see that Aurora's footsteps have disturbed it, but everything else seems to be covered with this.
I think it's fresh. Well, I don't think it's fresh, guys, but I think it's not just coming from one of them.
By that you mean they're going, like it looks like they're going in and out of all the portals?
It could be. I can't tell where they're going, but it's not just the fire one.
Do we try, as Mrs. Q said, closing the portal? Would we know how to do that?
Would we?
Do you?
I
Does
don't
the
know.
staff do it?
Elle's been looking, and she's a little hesitant to put this thing near too much fire, because I don't think there's many things that could destroy this thing, but a significant amount of, I think, like fire elemental power could do some damage to it.
Mrs. Q, I'll get you to roll me an Arcana check.
Be a 9.
A 9. Thinking of how to close the portal as Elle is debating about bringing the staff closer or not. You think on what Astra has mentioned about the look on Eric's face. You think about Astra mentioning like these controlled opening and closing of portals to teleport places, and as you're kind of crocheting and thinking, you kind of get like a little bit of like a, oh wait, I kind of have a spell that does that a little bit. And you have tried it unsuccessfully a few times in the past. You remember that banishment is something that could theoretically open little portals and close it around a creature to send it back to the place.
Okay. Let me.
You don't necessarily know if that's going to work in this scenario, but you know that there is magic that is at your disposal that might be able to help in some way here.
I can't see it. There it is.
Question for you. We are currently in a place that is like very hot, lots of fire. We have a portal full of essentially an ocean, endless amounts of water. What if we could get the water out to cool down the place? Do we have anything that could create essentially like a water cannon or water like vacuum thing
Okay,
that would just like
water portal cannon.
spray the water out into?
Does anybody have a portal gun?
Like a siphon, you just have to like suck one end of the
Yeah.
hose and then siphon the water out.
I mean, we would need a spell to pull things through a portal. Banishment's only gonna push things back into a portal.
Can anybody dispel the magic around the portal?
Don't have that one equipped right now.
Friggin' sorcerers.
What do you have?
A bunch of stuff that none of which I think will be useful right now.
Oh shit, I do.
There it
Friggin'
is.
sor-
There it is.
Check your spells, folks.
Yeah.
There's so many now.
I know, there's quite a few. It's overwhelming, but it's okay.
I didn't take it
I was
specifically because I knew Elle had it.
Elle's sitting there and with her Arcana 13, she doesn't realize that this is something she could do.
Only one without exhaustion.
Elle may not be exhausted, but Steph is.
Oh.
Okay. Elle is gonna just stand in front of like the portal area, not too close, but the heat isn't impacting her as much, but she's a little nervous about this particularly fiery magic and the Borealis. But she's gonna cast Dispel Magic. I'm trying to, I don't want to cast it at a too high of a level. I'll do it at 3rd.
Okay. Just checking one thing here.
The other option is we could crack our aspects of ice shards and hop on through.
I thought of that too. We'll try this first.
Yeah.
Do we, just to add to your thought though about cracking our things, do we want to see what's on the other side before we go?
What do you mean?
Yeah, I thought we've walked around this thing.
No, the portal.
You mean like jump through it?
Yeah, how do you
No,
propose?
like take a look. I might be able to give us some vision.
I still don't understand.
Speak.
Okay, magic folks, there's this thing that I can do where if I shoot an arrow, we can see where it lands.
Ooh.
See, this is why we need to tell each other what we can do. You can shoot all-seeing arrows. You can fly.
Yeah, well, it's limited. I think it's what you guys refer to as scrying.
I just hit things.
We love you for it.
Episode title right there.
I
know,
just
Bob.
hit things.
So what is happening first?
Are you dispelling it?
I can
think
try
she-
dispelling it. Let's start there.
Okay.
So you can choose one creature, object, or magical effect. So which portal are you choosing?
The one we stuck the bone into.
Okay, so the forest.
Sure. Is that? I'm looking around to everyone for a consensus.
That's the one.
Mhm.
That's the one. Okay.
Okay.
Nothing but ash in there.
Bone. The portal that we boned. That's the one that I'm gonna try dispelling.
Episode 69.
It's episode 69. We gotta get them in.
All right. So as you reach forward and focus your energies on the first portal you saw, the flickering flame around this like pale, bleached forest. The garbage is right there.
Okay, sorry.
You feel your spell kind of take hold of this and force it closed. And the rest of you see this portal almost like zip to a single line of flame. But Elle, it feels kind of weird. It feels like you're holding it. And it feels like something is fighting against you. And as you all kind of sit there for a beat, just this like almost like a little bit of a like squeegee kind of feeling in the back of your nose, like right before a nosebleed. Elle, the longer you kind of sit and hold this, you feel after about 20-30 seconds, the energy of your spell kind of dissipates. And you see that portal open back up.
Well, we tried. I don't think that's gonna be what does it. I need to sit down.
You see the portal open up, and it is not the same forest on the other side.
Oh no! Did I do that?
You see, as you are the one right in front of it, and anyone beside you, you see a cracked, like sand landscape on the other side, with a very tall black tower that kind of sits right in the middle.
Oh
You
no.
see these like barren, kind of crooked trees that look like they've just been like wind bleached. And you see the like whole kind of area just ripple.
Do I
in a
recognize this
flame.
tower?
You do not.
Okay.
You do not.
Okay.
You see this whole area kind of like ripple in fire. The sky that you would, sorry, Peanut. The sky is this like sunset colored. She's okay.
She wanted to go back here.
The sky is a sunset colored, like red, yellow, orangey. And it's all this kind of red toned, sandy, cracked landscape.
Hmm.
I don't like that.
Why are you doing this? This is not safe.
Just kids being kids.
Yeah.
Mrs. Q, what do you think we should do? You're the wisest among us.
She is sort of looking into the portal that's now opened, looking visibly perplexed. I'm wondering, has it opened up to a new place on the same plane or a different plane, or was what we were seeing not really what was there? It was a facade, you know, a mirage.
Hmm.
What if could you bone it again? See if it's still hot.
All right. I take out a different bone. I walk up and slam it.
Okay.
Just
As you walk within 5 feet of the portal.
just hammer it in there.
As you walk within 5 feet of the portal, you take 2 points of fire damage as everybody else takes psychic damage. I'm kidding. And the same thing happens as before. You put the bone through and it chars on the other side. You can see it just on the other side of your hand, and you see the flakes of soot flake off and kind of join this cracked, sandy bottom on the other side.
Hmm. What do you want to do?
I'm running out of bones, guys.
I might have a few. I mostly have feathers though, not as many bones.
So we can't seem to close it. But the other one over there is closed. Why would that be? Already having the foggiest.
Is there a button? I don't know. You guys are the magic folks.
Does Elle get a sense that if she had tried dispelling at a higher level, it might have worked? Like, did she feel she just wasn't using enough juice?
You can go ahead and make an Arcana check for me on this. This is a bit of new magic.
New magic.
That's a 10. I have not rolled over an 8. So
Yeah,
far.
goodness gracious. Change your dice, girl.
My favorite one, though.
Oh.
It's gonna
That's
come back.
fine.
It's gonna be good.
With a 10, you said? No, with an 8?
Yeah.
An
No,
8.
a 10 total. I rolled a 5.
It's maybe you know how dispel magic works. You know that sometimes you do have to give it a little bit of juice, but you have no idea how strong this magical effect is that you are trying to dispel. It seemed to work, temporarily at this low level, so that's something. But you're really unsure with this one.
We just have to. Ooh, I don't know.
Were you, Elle, were you channeling the spell through the
Borealis?
yeah, the Borealis? Would it
I'm
make
gonna
it?
say I'm gonna say no, because she gets more of a sense of like wintry, cool, glacial kind of magic from it. I don't know if she would think to use it as like her arcane focus. I could try just like Ray of Frosting it.
Or at least like trying to disperse the fire, right? It's made of fire. It might do something.
Sure, Elle can blast it with a Ray of Frost from the staff.
Yeah, let's try.
Blast it.
Okay. So you are aiming for which portal?
I think the one that now has the tower.
So the desert landscape with like the tall
Mm-hmm.
blackish tower in the background. So as you aim your ray of frost at it, You can hit it easy enough. It's there.
Okay, I don't have to roll to hit it. That'd be wonderful.
No, it's there. You can hit this thing. It's not going anywhere. It's not moving. As you brandish it and send out a ray of frost, you see as part of your ray of frost like hits the flame outline itself and just kind of dissipates. Doesn't appear to affect it at all. But part of your magic does make it through the portal itself, and you see a like little blast zone. I don't know what to call it. The scorch mark, that's what I'm trying to say. This like scorch mark of frost on the other side of the portal that just kind of like spiders out from this charred landscape. It doesn't look very big. It kind of looks like maybe a foot in diameter, as part of your spell has hit it and made it through the portal. As that happens, you hear a squawk or a scream or a roar. I don't know if you heard, Bobby. I hope you did.
Yeah.
From the other side of the portal, as you start to see movement
What the hell did you hit?
coming towards where your spell has contacted the ground. You see these like flapping wings that seem to like flutter very, 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 very quickly, making really, really big head or really, really fast headway through the sky towards you. They seem to be almost like shimmying up from the sand itself and beelining it towards where your spell has hit in the ground.
Change the portal, change the portal.
Can I just shoot it again?
As you hear another scream closer this time, as what are you trying to do?
I'm just gonna shoot another ray of frost at this thing. I know
As
it
you
didn't
shoot
do anything, but Elle is panicking.
Another ray of frost, the same situation as it kind of lands and spiders, and you see as these flapping creatures, come on, flap, flap, flap. Oh no. You see as these flapping creatures come closer towards you, these like long extended bird-like beaks made of this like solid orange flame that are just flapping towards you as they're getting closer and closer to the portal, within 20 feet of the portal.
I start blasting blight into the portal as I'm yelling at Elle, close the portal.
Do I have to do I have to dispel it again? Is that the only thing that'll do it?
What's your banishment thing?
Within 10 feet of the portal as they're flapping, blight
I'll dispel it again. I'll dispel it again.
All right, as you dispel it again, and you feel the portal close as, let's see if one of them has made it through. Can you make an initiative roll for me, Elle?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, you don't have to.
Good, because I rolled a 3.
Yep, it rolled a natural 20.
Oh, no.
All right.
As you see what was a flock of creatures before you kind of scream and dispel with the blight. You see the blight hit a few and take a few out. But one of the creatures has made it through as the portal zips closed behind you. And in front of you, you see a massive flame creature made of this sinewy, almost flame, like leathery wings, pterodactyl looking beak and horned head. These eyes are like white hot. And as it screeches, you see rows of sharp teeth and long talons as this gargantuan flying creature has made its way through the portal. Thankfully, not a flock of them.
Oh no.
But one. We'll take a breather there so we can go put our gigantuan flying creature away to sleep.
But she's just getting settled.
So we'll come back in 5 minutes
Okay.
with a roll of initiative.
Woo!
one of the creatures of this flock has escaped this portal before. Elle, being able to cast another Dispel Magic, has closed it once more. You see that thread just as before, and Elle, you feel your magic being pulled by this portal to try and keep it closed. As I am going to need everyone to roll initiative as this gargantuan creature of fire and sinew is now staring at all of you in the face.
So I had rolled when you told me to roll before. Do I have to keep that roll? I don't want to, but I will.
I'm getting that sense. Technically, I didn't say we were going to roll initiative before. I said we'll come back to roll initiative, so I will allow
Okay.
you to.
Okay.
Is it initiative isn't at disadvantage, right?
Nope.
No, okay. Just straight roll.
I realized that I should have gotten an owlbear ready.
No, it's fine. We'll be theater.
In theater of the mind. Okay. It's not going to be, let's do this.
So just to note, Steph, you could buy a die for what's close to like 18,000 US.
You think that machine
18,000?
was only $18,000?
Mine was much more reasonable at 341, but it's playable.
I should get a giant dice that I can roll with the machine. That's what I need.
Yes.
Dungeons and Draughts. Come on.
Okay, we're going to throw together an owlbear real quick here, and then I will get your.
Is otherwise.
Whoa, giant.
Also, these two thumbnails are so cute, and I
Oh,
love them.
I gotta get you the ones with the transparent borders.
Some people might be bothered by it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Astra. Okay, so for reference, the three portals are here, here, and here. It is not all on fire. Just pretend it is a cave. We're throwing this together real quick. This portal right here. Okay, L. This portal right here is the one that the creature came out of. So I will let you put yourselves where you think you would be in relation to this portal, and you can go back here, pretend it's all cave, nothing is on fire except for the giant creature.
I don't know how to undo the L.
Sorry, which is the one that okay, no.
This one right here.
Where'd you go? Mrs. Q.
I feel like I was relatively close because I was taking a good look in.
Wait, you can't delete L?
No, I can't.
I'm not even in yet.
Gotcha.
Now I'm here.
But they had, but it was, you gotta.
So where do you want to be?
I feel like I was relatively close.
My table's too small.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to be like above it or
Where's the portal?
Yeah.
This one.
John.
This is the portal.
Okay. I was like right in front of it. So unfortunately I have to be right in front of it.
so you oh well.
Yeah.
So you want to be like kind of over here then.
I feel like I was because I was chatting with Elle about possibly using the.
So you'll be beside her.
I guess. Oh, I hadn't thought about it.
No, I was checking out all three of them. So like maybe are
I
the,
was
the
wrong.
at like the end or anything? Like is there an end of a wall? How is this chamber set up?
So they're kind of like closer to one wall to give you some perspective. So you entered from this way.
Okay.
You entered from this way. This room is very jagged. So the wall
Whoa.
is kind of like jagged over here. It kind of jumps out over here. It continues to open up along this line. So there is like, you can go behind the portals. The basalt columns, like they are columns that you can climb if you so choose behind here on this side, but it is quite jagged.
There we go. Much better.
Thank you.
Goodness gracious.
If you enjoy the professionalism in this, please be sure to like and subscribe.
No, I wasn't ready for, I
This-
didn't create, this was the one thing I forgot to
This
do last.
combat map is brought to you by Ally Arts.
No, it's on the spot editing. This is how good our production team is.
I don't need this.
You got this anyways.
This isn't a diss, it's a fluff.
Okay. So, are you all where you are intending to be?
Let's just make it line.
Perfect. Love lines. All right. So I will take your initiative rolls, please. APOC.
I forgot we rolled 16.
Okay. Basil.
12.
Mrs. Q.
20.
Say it again.
20.
20. L. L.
8.
Aurora.
10.
Okay.
Not bad. It's a good cluster.
The highest I've rolled tonight.
We have
We're just getting better.
we have disadvantage on it, right?
Not on your initiative rolls. No.
Oh.
Roll again, Aurora.
Then 20.
Oh.
Ooh.
Or sorry, 22. It was a nat 20.
22.
Oh.
Very nice. Okay. So as this giant creature makes its way out of the portal and just like screams over you, Elle, you feel the heat of its body as it appears and starts to kind of hover right behind you and Mrs. Q, screaming out of that portal. This portal is now, I label this.
Definitely.
Uh,
What do you want to call it?
We'll just use this for right now. So this portal is now dead. So this portal is closed. It's just a line being held closed by Elle's spell. And this portal, just for the sake of turning it blue, the portal in the middle is the one with the ocean. All right, as you hear this thing scream and it starts to like echo off the walls and down the hall you came from and farther down, following those glowing veins of light until it kind of disappear into the cave, farther down from where you came. Aurora, you are up first as you are able to get the jump, seeing this thing and casting your blights initially. Mrs. Q, you're on deck. What do you do, Aurora?
I think I'm just still like I'm in the constant just throwing blights towards the portal, and I'm just like I don't even have time to react as I continue to cast blight against this thing.
Okay, that's a roll on its part, yeah?
Constitution saving throw 17, please.
It beats it.
So that I'm just gonna roll here. So it's half damage. So 19 points of necrotic damage, please.
19 points of necrotic. Okay, as you see the necrotic hit and just like turn part of it black before the fire bursts through once more, you see these veins of blackened as the blight has hit it. Anything else on your turn?
And then I go crystalline as the blue sapphire eyes and teeth kind of light up as the rest of my fur goes sparkly with my form of dread, and that's my turn.
Cool.
Excellent.
Cool.
Okay. All right. So Mrs. Q, you're up. Epoch, you're coming up on deck.
Right. So Mrs. Q. Well, first, in a split second, she has a little think and is wondering what would happen if she cast banishment. Would she end up accidentally opening up the same portal that Elle is trying very hard to keep closed? Or would she open her own portal and then close it again?
Mrs. Q, I will say at the start of your turn, because you are within 5 feet of this thing, you are
Right.
going to take 5 fire damage as the heat from this thing's body is just emanating from it.
Okay. Oop.
No?
Okay. So yes, she is thinking hard to herself the answer to this question and is hoping that the DM will give her some insight.
What was the question?
Essentially, if she casts banishment, is she gonna open the same portal that Elle is holding closed, or is it gonna open a separate thing?
So I'm going to. So with banishment, and if you read the spell text, banishment is able to send a creature that you can see somewhere else.
Yeah.
So you don't get the sense that it's opening anything necessarily.
Okay.
You are intimately knowledgeable about this spell. It's not opening something, you are shooing something away.
You get to control where it goes.
No, I don't think. I think it just goes back to a plane.
To a harmless demiplane.
If the target is native to the plane of existence that you're on, but if it's native to a different plane, which it is, the target is banished with a fainting popping noise returning to its home plane.
Don't
Okay,
assume
so-
it's nativity.
Rude.
Fair enough.
I didn't think it was gonna get that political on this channel.
Yeah. Took a turn.
Okay. So Mrs. Q,
Oh, nice.
oh, cute.
It is pretty cute.
Fiery
Actually, I
hair.
really like that.
Yeah. He looks happy. Anyway, try and banish it.
It looks like Chomper.
Does look like Champa. Hmm.
Big,
Okay.
big water.
Alrighty. So with banishment,
Yeah. So it will be I don't think I have to do anything in particular. Okay, for flavor, Mrs. Q pulls out you see her just pull out her canteen and like pour a little bit of water in her hand and throw the water at the fiery beast and cast banishment.
okay. So it has to make a charisma saving throw. Oops, interference. These have to move.
How charismatic is it?
Go away. See, it's not very, but it rolled pretty darn well. Oh, no, I lied. It is very charismatic. It rolled a 23.
Oh, well.
So what happens?
As you release the banishment and throw the water at it, you see it just kind of like and miss it just a little bit as the water arcs away and almost like turns to steam as it's near this thing. It was a very good idea, but the creature's able to shrug off the banishment.
Oh, no.
Okay. Didn't work.
Anything else on your turn, Mrs. Q?
How close did you say I was?
So you're within 5 feet of it.
Okay. I probably won't move because that might spark something unpleasant. I'll just stick where I am.
Nice try, Mrs. Q.
Jeez,
Sorry.
that's okay. As it is Astra's turn. Oh, I didn't move her. That's fine. As it is Astra's turn and she sees this creature coming through, she is going to oops. She is going to turn and She is going to turn towards this creature, and seeing how close Elle and Mrs. Q are, she is going to kind of collapse in on herself and push her hands together as a single like bead of light starts to form between her hands. And she is going to throw a sunbeam towards this thing. As the creature has to save. Ooh. Oh, that's a feather. The creature does not. As this sunbeam, you see Mrs. Q and L being the one right there. It kind of like pierces the creature in the side of the cheek, and you see it start to almost like sizzle away some of the flesh of its like beak and horn area as the creature shrieks and takes 68 radiant damage.
Oh man. Like, do we just let Astra do this?
Yep.
Can we just like chill?
He usually spends a lot more time healing us or saving us from dying.
We're all just along for the ride.
Yeah.
His campaign.
As you see this thing sizzle as the radiant damage.
This time it's like really
Radiant damage burns through, and as you hear it cry out, those like burning white eyes kind of like glaze over, pale for a second, as the creature blinks and shakes his head, as it has been blinded by the spell as well.
Ooh. Very cool.
Okay, and Astra is concentrating on this. To make myself a little note. Okay, APOC, as you are up.
Do I get any advantages if it's blinded? I forget.
So a blinded creature.
Attack rolls against have advantage.
Have advantage, yep.
Yeah.
Oh, legacy definition.
Oh,
Attack rolls against the creature have advantage, and the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage.
Astra, that was so cool. Okay, as it's shrieking up in pain, Apoc is just going to, well, first bonus action Hunter's Mark. He's
Okay.
going to take aim as the fleas kind of guide him. And he's going to loose 2 arrows, both with advantage. First one is going to, oh God, that's a 3. So I think that's only 13 to hit.
13.
Yeah, I rolled 2 3s, so
13 does not hit.
yeah. Second arrow is going to go out. That's much better. Yeah, that's a 27.
Yes, that hits.
Okay. So yeah, using the fleas and his hunter's mark is going to be 7. I mean, look at that.
Wow, did you just roll max damage
I
on
just
that?
rolled max damage.
yo,
Let's go.
Wow.
Gonna be 24 points of piercing damage.
All piercing.
Yes, it's all piercing.
Okay. Sure. Ouch. As you see that arrow kind of sink into the area that's been seared by Astra's sunbeam. That hurt.
That's wild. And then I'm going to. It's just the one creature. I'm gonna spread out and just move down here, just so we're not all kind of clumped up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Basil, you're.
Oh, question for you.
Yes.
When does my butterfly act?
Oh, he doesn't have an initiative think.
No, is it with me or after me or separate?
We'll do it with you.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do it with you.
And the little butterfly
I'll fix that.
is going to.
Oh, cool. It's so big.
I mean, you're big compared to me.
I guess so.
The butterfly is just going to radiate flames, and then take a shot with a little fireball at this dragon thing, this bird creature. Does it do anything? It misses.
Okay. As this
2 and a 1.
little butterfly shoots towards the creature made of fire, shoots a fireball towards the creature made of fire.
Yeah.
It misses.
Yeah, it doesn't know. It's still learning life.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
Basil, you're up. Elle, you're on deck.
Okay.
As this creature just screaming.
So is this thing in the air or is it like technically on the ground? It could fly, but it's not flying right now.
So this thing is in the air. It's hovering, but it's hovering like almost about to land, kind of hovering. Yeah, the portal itself is only about a foot off the ground, and it just came straight through the portal.
Okay, cool. So
you are within 5 feet of it to start, it looks like.
Sir Basil's gonna go Hulk Basil.
Oh.
A little bigger.
Yeah.
Hold on a second, Basil.
You
Oh my god. As you start your turn within 5 feet of this thing, you are going to take 9 points of fire damage as the heat just pierces through your armor. What was already hot is now sweltering.
Let me see if I want to do anything based on that. 1 sec. Thought there was something I had. Okay, so I have a reaction I can use called reactive resistance, which will allow me to use my reaction to give myself resistance to that instance of damage.
Okay,
it's
so are
half
you
of
going to
it.
use it?
Yeah, yeah.
So instead of 9 damage, you are going to take 4 fire damage. Elle's rolling Borealis damage.
Oh, sorry. Sometimes I do this to see if I know I'm doing my math right.
Oh, that's fair. Makes sense.
All
right,
so yeah. So now that I'm Basil's in Hulk form, he's just gonna go up, still with his Gadoosh sword, because I don't think he ever removed it, right?
Nope.
I'm pretty sure it's still up. So he'll go and he'll take 2 swings at this thing.
Okay,
With
go for
advantage, right? Because it's blind.
because it is blinded, yeah.
Cool. Okay, so the first swing, let's see. Ooh, they're both 11, so 18. No, sorry, 19.
A 19 hits.
Okay. So that's gonna be because I'm giant, it'll be 28. Okay, so that's gonna be 17 slashing with 2 cold damage. I think. Is that how it works? No, sorry. Not 2 cold damage. It should be 6 cold damage.
Okay.
And then
As you
I can
slash it with your first strike and hit, your second one comes as the upswing.
Okay. And that, wow, 2 13s. Okay, so well that definitely hits because
Okay.
So it'll be something's roll. I'm just rolling 1 and 2s, but I have the ability to reroll those 1 and 2s. Okay. So that's 14.
Basil, do you have
Yeah.
the ability to re-roll those 1s and 2s all the time or just once per turn?
It doesn't say once per turn. It says defeat. Let me see. Where is it? You can re-roll a 1 or 2 on damage dice with melee weapons wielded with 2 hands. That's it. So it doesn't specify a limit.
This is one of your feats?
My fighting style.
Oh, it's a fighting style?
Mhm.
That's different.
Great.
That's a warrior.
Ooh.
That's yeah, it's not a feat.
Oh, sorry. Great weapon fighting.
Great weapon fighting.
Yeah, that might be all the time.
Is it really all the time? That's insane. Is that
It
for real?
it doesn't specify like only once.
It's
Okay.
higher class features.
I am under class.
Normally it would say like, oh, and you must use that new roll.
Yeah.
Fighting style.
You can reroll a 1 or 2 on damage dice with melee weapons.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, fighters get some
Holy
fun ones.
Smokes.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. So what did you
So
roll? That's
that's the
insane.
legacy one because they changed that for the new version.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
because that's wild.
Well, like in theory, if you're good with the sword, you're never just gonna like scratch them lightly.
Yeah, come on, right?
Just a little poke.
It's just a little poke.
Uh,
That's insane.
that's 14 slashing with another 2 cold damage.
Very nice. I also didn't mean to like test you there. There's a feat
No,
that
no,
lets
no,
you
no.
like, reroll it once. That's why I was asking.
I have that
But
one.
man, that's crazy. 2 big hits from Basil as you see it like cut through, and where the coolness from your sword is hitting this creature's body, you actually see it kind of like it's like cauterizing, but if you're using cold to cauterize instead of hot,
Mhm.
where it like instantly closes the wound because of the cold. But you hear this creature screech in pain as it's shaking its head, blinded, trying desperately to move away. Anything else on your turn, Basil? I think that was
No, I'll end it there.
okay. So Elle, you are up. Aurora, you're coming up on deck.
Okay.
All right. Elle, having already shot a few rays of frost, is going to shoot at yet another ray of frost at this giant pterodactyl.
All right, go for it.
Okay. Uh, 21 to hit.
Definitely hits. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, that's a little less OP.
Yeah. Yeah. Andrew, you can't reroll.
Whoa, what?
You just get to reroll once.
I mean, I'm literally just going what it says.
I'm looking. It's all good.
We did 14 damage
Oh.
to this thing.
You know, to be fair, unless you open it up completely,
Oh,
you don't
you're
actually see
right.
that. Yeah.
Hilarious.
So if you're just going with what you see on your initial class features,
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's so good. I would
Yeah.
take that every time.
Right, you're
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Okay.
No
Okay.
worries. It's okay. It'll stand for now, but now we know. I thought that was the 2024 version you posted, Eric.
I was like,
Yeah, no worries. Sorry, Elle. We got off track.
That's okay. I got 14 damage on this sucker.
Okay.
Cold damage.
As you do your cold damage to this sucker, in your own words, you see the cold damage hit and spider, not unlike what it did in the like desert area through the portal. As you hear it screech, it doesn't look like the cold damage did anything more than you expected, but it did hurt it as it screeches out in pain. As you still feel that like tug on your magic from the dispel in the portal behind you. I also forgot at the
Okay,
start of your
okay.
turn, because you are within 5 feet of this thing, you take 5 fire damage.
I'm resistant to fire damage.
So you take 2 fire damage.
Ah!
Ah! Anything else on your turn, Elle?
I think I'm gonna move a little ways from this guy. I might just back up. I think because I feel that hug, I want to stay kind of close to the portal, but can I back up? Or do I have to disengage? Is this thing, am I in
Huh?
melee with this thing? Because it's in the air? And I'm on the ground?
So it's like 1 foot off the ground. So you are in melee with it. You are
Oh,
within
okay,
5
okay.
feet of it. It's hovering. As you back up and it is screaming, I'm gonna give it a perception check to see if it notices you backing up.
Isn't it blind?
Oh, because
It is
I'm
blind. I can
and
hear.
I'm very tiny.
Perception check it. It does not notice you back up. As it is kind of screaming and flapping in the air, so you are able to wiggle yourself away. As you leave its space, you feel the air kind of cool around you. But as you get closer and closer to that portal, and are within 5 feet of that portal, you
Uh-oh.
are going to take 6
Fuck!
fire damage, reduced to 3, as you are within 5
Damn
feet
it!
of that portal. Even in its closed state, it still radiates this heat that just pierces into your skin.
Girl can't win.
Oh. And that is your turn, as it is now the creature's turn. As it is trying to shake off the blindness, you see it like blinking furiously to try and figure out, or to try and shake it off. It is going to start beating its wings. And as it does, I guess, who's close by? So Elle, Mrs. Q, and Basil.
Mhm.
Aurora, you would feel it as well. Oh, wait. No, you're too far. Aurora, you would not feel it.
Oof.
APOC, you would feel it, though.
Oh.
Yeah. Astra and Aurora are too far. So Mrs. Q, Elle, Basil, and APOC. You feel the wind around this creature start to swirl, and you are just getting slammed by heat wave after heat wave, as I need each of you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Not Dex.
Remind me, we don't care about exhaustion for this, right?
No, not
Okay.
saving throws.
$19.
Okay. Elle?
8.
Mrs. Q?
19.
Basil?
14.
Okay, Elle and Basil, as you are getting slammed by this heat wave after heat wave, you are going to take 22 fire damage as the fire off of the rock's wings, the creature's wings, join this inferno around you and slam into you. Elle, yes, you only take 11 because you are resistant to fire.
I'm putting up my hand. I'm like, wait.
Teacher,
That's still-
teacher!
Teacher! That still sucks, but
Yeah. As the rock just starts to get its bearings and shakes its head, knowing where it felt 2 heavy slashes of damage, it is going to make 2 of its blinded attacks towards you, Basil. So the first one is going to be with its beak, as it is going to reach forward and try and just blindly clamp down on you at disadvantage. That is going to be an 18 to hit.
Which to a 10 with my invoke the Amaranth die.
Okay, it's going to be a 23 to hit.
Oh shoot.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
Never went the wrong direction.
Okay.
no. Mrs. Q just put the humble into Humblewood.
really So it's plus 13. Wow.
Wow, okay, well, we did got
Shit.
over that.
So we're really good.
That was pretty good, actually. I enjoyed that. That was hilarious.
Treasure these moments, Andrea. Treasure
Yeah.
these moments.
So Basil, you are going to take as this beak with all of these rows of teeth, very Archaeopteryx style, clamp down on you. You are going to take, I lost count, 23 piercing damage
Okay.
and 4 fire damage as you feel the heat of being in this thing's mouth for a split second before it kind of shakes you, backs up, and is going to try and slash at you with its talon. Again, at disadvantage. Oh, I don't know if that one's going to hit. Does a 15 hit?
I have my armor class is 15.
So it
Oof.
just hits. As its talon strikes out, you are going to take 29 slashing damage and another 7 fire damage as this thing is just going to slash into you. The only
So again, you said 29 slashing and 7 fire.
7 fire damage.
Okay. You're gonna hear Sir Basil just scream, and all of a sudden turn back to his regular size. And as soon as this thing lets go of him, just drop.
No.
All right. As that is the creature's turn, as it is still blind and shaking its head, blinking its eyes, and screeching over the figure of Basil, Mrs. Q, and L. Aurora, you are up. Mrs. Q, you're on deck.
Okay. I'm gonna rush in to try and break at least close the distance on Basil. Seeing as I can't go too far. And then I'm just gonna look up at this creature and with kind of both hands outstretched. I don't have a witty line. And then you just see from my fingertips lightning tendrils. Oh, all this Pokemon Pocket has got me knowing that lightning type is good against flying types. As I shoot out lightning bolts from the tips of my fingers as I cast Witch Bolt at 4th level, please.
Okay. Is that a save or is that a...
It's an attack roll, and it's blinded,
Okay.
so I have advantage.
Correct.
Okay. That's a 12.
12 does not hit.
There's a 1 and a 3.
Oh,
Man.
that is painful.
Wait. Is it maybe too late?
I think so.
For what?
What's your roll?
For your invoke the Amaranthine?
Yeah.
What does the spell say there?
I can't remember what the rules are. My apologies, I was mid-stitch.
You can choose either an attack roll, skill check, or saving throw to use the...
Yeah, I picked them in our last session. Like I roll and I choose when I roll as opposed to like choosing in the moment. If that makes sense. I think that's what I'm supposed to.
You pre-roll.
But I
you have-
pre-assign them.
That's
have
okay.
to-
We can keep moving.
So you have to use your reaction in order to do this. So you've already used your reaction for this
Right.
round. You are not able to do it twice in one round.
Yeah.
Sorry, Aurora.
Okay.
That would have been so cool though.
Yeah.
Uh,
Man, if
All
I
right.
had screwed up the last
and
one.
I'm gonna yell out to Basil, who I don't think can hear me. Basil, get up. I don't want you to go to the place that I've seen before. We need you here. As I'd like to cast Bardic Inspiration if I can on him.
Ooh.
Or it doesn't heal him, it just gives him that extra. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Mrs. Q, you are up with APOC. You're coming up after Astra.
Okay, Mrs. Q sees Basil collapse. And in her panic, how far away am I from you?
You're pretty close.
Yeah.
You're pretty close.
Okay. She tries to move to Basil so that she's within, like she can touch him.
You are going to take 9 points of fire damage as you start your turn within 5 feet of this thing.
No problems.
But yes,
And then she casts what? Where is it? Cure wounds at the what level is this? At 5th level.
Whoa.
So that is 5d8 plus 2.
You sure you don't want to like?
Nope. You are plus. This is literally why I have it. I am a terrible cleric. I should do this.
I don't have enough dice, so
good.
Okay, d8s. Oh, you think I should do it on here?
well, I don't have enough dice. I don't. Am I?
Do we not have a sufficient number of d8s between us?
I had to get my other dice.
That's
to do it.
embarrassing.
So you roll that 5 times.
What? No, can I roll 2 2?
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
What? Okay,
So that's 5d8s.
5d8.
Okay.
That's a 7 plus a 4
So 11.
plus 7.
So 21.
Okay,
Then
plus
roll
1 more. Plus the.
Oh, geez.
That's a 1. That's a 1. That's a 1.
Oh, it's a 1?
They'll be excited. That's a 1.
Okay. So 22.
That's
So 20.
24.
Yes. Woo!
He's up.
You'll see Basil just kind of like eyes open, just like, and he's just like on the ground being like,
I should say more specifically, he's awake.
yeah.
He is not yet standing.
He's just like going to be breathing heavily on the ground. Like, what happened?
He got munched.
He'll be like looking at himself and just, I guess, just seeing like he's just covered in blood, I guess.
Guys, remember this thing's blind, but it can still track us by hearing.
It's a good point.
What? What?
Don't forget. Like Harry Potter in the Chamber of Secrets where he runs in
Yeah.
water to get away. All right, as that is Mrs. Q's turn, Astra is up next. Apoc is on deck. As you see the creature blinking and blinking away, and you see that glaze kind of leave from its eyes, it shakes his head and blinks, and Astra yells, "Just be careful, it can see again. I'll try and blind it," as she maintains her concentration and tries to sunbeam this thing once more.
Let's go.
I forget what I did last time.
MVP.
As oh yeah, it beats it this time. As you see the sunbeam once more kind of hit the shoulder of this thing as it's flapping, and as it sears into it, you notice that the creature is able to kind of shrug a little bit and maneuver around the spell. It doesn't do as much damage as it did before. I need to get, I also don't have a sufficient number of d8s.
Do you need more? I have
Yeah.
3 more right here.
Yeah,
You don't need, yeah. Oh, I guess that's Astra's. Yeah, you need the D8s.
Sorry, math. As Astra shouts out, "It's not blinded! It didn't work this time! It's not blinded! Get out of there!" As this like sunbeam mote is striking out towards it, but because it's saved, it did not take as much damage as last time. As this creature looks pissed at all of the arrows and spikes and like bolts of electricity and cauterized wounds it has taken, as it turns to look at Astra where the sunbeam has just come from. Apoc, you are up.
Kill it! He just shoots his first arrow.
Basil, you're on deck.
That's a nat 1, unfortunately.
Does not hit.
Second one is going to be just as panicked, and that's another nat 1.
Nice. Double
Wow.
dice.
Astra, the blinding was gonna be a little bit more helpful.
I'm sorry. I think it knew this time.
What do we do?
Don't worry, we'll just be fodder. Let Astra kill it. Tank.
I think, yeah, I can only just put up a mark.
Hide.
What do you mean hide? Where
I don't know.
It's just wall.
It's just.
There's only wall and cave in here. Apoc's floundering. That's his turn.
Okay. Basil, you are up. Elle, you're on deck.
Check out my Borlog.
Okay, so how am I gonna do this?
Oh, you start your turn within 5 feet of this thing. So you are going to take another 3 fire damage.
Okay.
Yeah, that's really sucky. The universe evens out.
I don't know.
So Sir Basil's gonna first use his bonus action to try and heal a bit. Where are we? Oh, I thought I was just looking at it. Where are you? Okay. Heal 14 HP. And then he's just gonna bolster himself, and being that he's a melee knight, he's just gonna try and rush this thing and attack twice again.
Okay, go for it.
Now, this thing is still blinded, or no, it's not blinded anymore.
Nope.
Not blinded, so your attacks are straight roll.
Gotcha. Jeez. Okay. Does a 15? Oh no, I have Bardic Inspiration, right?
No. So you were actually out cold, and this is me just trying to inspire you because you weren't actually alive. So sorry about
So
that.
15.
I did it for the gram.
Yes, a 15 hits.
Cool. That will do. $13 slashing damage with. Now, question for you. I'm pretty sure even though I dropped unconscious, my sword would not deactivate, because I had to say the words for it to deactivate. So I would still have I technically still have my ice sword.
Yep, if it doesn't say
Yeah, it says to deactivate, I need to say the words again,
bonus action,
or I have to sheath it, I think.
or until you drop or sheathe the sword.
Okay, so if
The sword.
I dropped,
Then did you drop the sword?
yes.
And it went clatter, clatter, clatter out of your limp hand.
Okay, so it's just straight. Okay.
What you didn't know is that Basil, when younger, had an implant in his hand that if his heart ever stopped, he gripped on madly.
It's just like a little kid with the mitts
Yeah.
and the.
Yes, and the string.
So yeah, so that's still 13 slashing damage.
A heavy hit. Yeah.
And then the second hit will be a 22 to hit.
Yep, for sure. For sure. For sure.
And that would be another 13 damage.
Oof. As this time, as you cut, instead of cauterizing the wounds, you see the like embered skin of this thing just kind of split in its like fiery, sinewy form as it screeches out once more. Its head is kind of moving between you and Astra, and you and Astra, as it's trying to hone in on its prey. That's your turn, Basil.
Feel like I should try and move away.
Hmm.
I will just back up maybe to here. So I guess just a little further back from where Aurora is.
Okay. As you try to move back, it is going to try and bite as you leave.
Okay.
Not at disadvantage this time. So that is going to be, oh, yeah, that's 32 to hit.
Yeah, okay.
Goodness.
I don't think the Amaranthine can save you now.
That's going to be 19 points of piercing damage and another 9 points of fire damage as once more the beak grinds into you and kind of scrapes along your back, the teeth scraping along your back as you move away towards Aurora, but you are able to move.
How much damage, sorry?
Oh, what did I just say? 9 points of fire damage and 19 points of piercing damage.
So 9 plus 19?
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
Elle, you are up. Oh, sorry.
How you doing there, Basil?
Sir Basil is like just dragging himself to get away. You're probably seeing some fear in his eyes of just like, I can't go out like this. I can't go out like this. And yeah, he's looking a little rough.
Elle, you're up.
Right. She doesn't like what's going on here. Oh, okay. Just gonna look at the Borealis and be like, I thought you would do better. Then she's gonna just shoot out her hand and cast Moonbeam on this thing.
Okay, go for it. Wait, I roll?
Yep. It's a con 14, and I hope it rolls like I've been rolling all night.
Great. It rolled a 16.
Okay, well. It will take half on a successful one, and then the beam is still up. And I'm doing this at 4th level. So, where are my 10s?
What's going on with yours? It's not happening. Oh no, it is happening.
31 damage to half, so 15?
15. Yeah.
Okay, but the beam is still up and it can chase him around.
Okay. Is that your turn, Elle?
I think so. I can't heal Basil because I've already done a spell, so anything else I can do? I don't think there's anything else I can do. No.
As this column of moonbeam light that you've seen from Elle many, many times before kind of smacks down onto this thing and sears it with, I think it's more radiant damage, if I have that correct, Elle. And kind of like sears it to give it like matching damage to Astra's radiant damage from the other side, and it screeches once more, and is now kind of fixated between Basil and Astra and Elle, all who are significantly damaging it. Since you end your turn standing next to the portal, you are going to take another 6 points of fire damage.
Half or just 6?
Halved. Right. As it is now this creature's turn once more. Let's see if it gets its stuff back. You are all extremely lucky.
Oof.
You are all extremely lucky. As you can see it trying to flap once more, but the damage it's taken is kind of putting its wings a little bit off balance as it does not get its inferno back. And in anger, it is going to let out this screech. It is going to...
Is that all you got? Nothing.
It is going to... How smart is this thing? It's not that smart. So it's going to go for the one that just did a bunch of damage to it.
But I'm hiding. No, I'm not.
No, you're not. As it is going to
But I'm so cute and tiny.
Yes, a tasty morsel.
Oh no.
As it is going to kind of like give one big sweep and leap over you, Mrs. Q, and is just going to try and chomp down on Elle. Chomp.
I don't think I have anything I can react with.
Chomp.
Can I borrow some dice?
How many? What style?
So it rolled a natural 20 on its bite attack.
Which dice do you need?
You good, girl?
You're
How many?
Say hi to Maitland for me.
I'll give you 5.
Okay, I have one quick question, but I have no idea if this would apply right now. I actually don't think it does.
What's your question?
So I have a feat of Warcaster, and I can use my reaction to make an opportunity attack, but that's like an opportunity attack. That's not this thing attacking me.
Yeah, that is an opportunity. Yeah.
Well, good thing I've taken so little damage up to this point.
Bye.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
It
Still
could roll
rolling.
really low on the damage.
Just
I
stop
don't think
rolling.
Oh,
I don't think I've
okay,
rolled
sorry.
ever.
Can I react?
Can you?
You're pretty far away, but
Yeah,
if I
you're
use,
pretty far away.
60 feet. Am I
You're
60
within 60 feet.
I have something called Runic Shield. When another creature you can see within 60 feet is hit by an attack roll, you can use your reaction to focus. To force the attacker to re-roll the d20 and use the new roll.
I am so disappointed. But yeah, Runic Shield.
In game would probably be just like Sir Basil just yelling, "No!"
Imagine like a giant like basil leaf like floating by and like jumping over top of them.
Okay, yeah, so it has to re-roll.
How much damage did you roll? Just out of curiosity.
I don't want to know.
50 damage. It was 10 fire damage and 40 piercing damage.
Would the fire damage have been reduced?
Okay, 45.
Jeez, this is crazy.
I
Okay.
would have still been up if that's any consolation. But like barely.
It's still gonna hit. It's still gonna hit, but it's not a crit. So you have Basil to thank for that.
Thanks, Basil.
So for context, that's a 26 to hit. Okay, so instead of the 40 damage, it's gonna be
39.
Yeah. Actually, though, I did still roll pretty well. Wait, what was that? That's going to be 29 piercing damage and 6 fire reduced to 3
Okay.
on its first attack.
Jeez.
You saved that detail.
On its second attack, that is going to be a 24 to hit.
I don't know.
So you are going to take another. Oh,
Basil, the
17,
go ahead.
17 slashing damage plus 9 fire damage reduced to 4.
Basil, the chat says that was a clutch runic shield.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was pretty clutch. As this rock as that no, I think the rock is gonna go ahead and try and move 120 feet. As this rock chomps into you, slashes into you, and then is going to turn its attention back to the other one that has hurt it significantly, Astra, and is going to leap away. You can take an attack of opportunity if you want, but is going to take it or
Oh
leap.
yeah, I do.
Mrs. Q and L, you can take an attack of opportunity if you'd like.
And I can use my Warcaster feat.
Go for it.
Wait, can I? Yeah, I can. I was so confident.
Yep, this is an opportunity attack. You can use Warcaster.
But I'm holding a concentration spell right now.
Does that affect
Does that
it?
matter?
I think
I
you
don't
just
know.
can't cast another concentration.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless you want to switch what you're concentrating on, but
Mm-mm.
Oh, you know what? Go ahead and make some con saving throws for me there, L. You need to make me 2, please.
Shit!
she found
I
out.
forgot about that. You can go ahead and make me 2 con saves, and we'll see if you're still concentrating.
2 con saves? Okay. What am I trying to beat? What my
I think you're trying to beat 14 for the first one.
Okay, I rolled a nat 20 on one and a 15 on the other. Plus my con, I think I'm good.
Okay, so you make that first one, and then the second one.
Yeah, I rolled 2 d20s at the same time.
Oh, girl, Warcaster, you have advantage on your con saving throws to keep concentration too.
Oh,
So roll me again two d20s.
2 19s.
Yeah, you're
We
good.
good. Elle's pissed.
Okay. The only restrictions is that it has to target that creature and it has to be an action spell. So yeah, you can keep your
Action
concentration and still do
spell.
this.
Okay.
So you can't use a bonus action spell for this.
Okay.
How I'm understanding it. Mrs. Q, you can also take a swing if you want with your fry pan or your melee weapon.
Okay. That's
But this thing is close.
All
Miss
right.
Q, if you want to go first, I just have to read one more thing.
Okay, I will happily give this rascal a good bunk on the noggin with my frying pan.
Go ahead and make your attack.
Okay.
Ooh, nice. Set.
That is a dirty 20,
Yes, that hits.
wunderbar. And that is a That is a grand total of hang on. What kind of damage is this? How do I know? Oh,
Bludgeoning.
ignore the roll.
Bludgeoning.
Bludgeoning. 3 bludgeoning damage.
Hey, every little bit counts.
MVP.
As you do kind of give it a bonk, and even as you do, you kind of almost instantly feel your cast iron frying pan heat up under your grip as it makes contact with this thing.
She puts on her oven glove.
Perfect.
No
L,
sweat.
no sweat. Your opportunity attack.
Well, sorry, Astra, but I'm gonna shoot an ice knife at it.
Okay, go for it.
Nat 20. Let's fucking go.
Whoa!
Oh, I'm pissed.
Nice.
Wow,
So
okay.
26 to hit.
Oh, yes, for sure, 100%.
Come here, D10s.
Rah, rah.
Come here, D. Where's my other D10? Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay. 15 damage,
Okay.
and then the ice knife explodes.
Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out how this would work and when this would trigger. Making an opportunity. Because it's like a 5-foot explosion around it, right?
Yeah, on a hit, it takes damage. Hit or miss, the shard will explode. Target and each creature within 5 feet of it must succeed on a dex save or take 2d6 cold damage.
Mm-hmm. So as this is happening, the creature is leaving. And you go ahead and shoot your ice knife as it leaves.
Are you kidding me? So it's gonna hit me? Maybe.
Maybe. I don't know how to handle this. to be perfectly, let me read ice knife, make a range attack. So how much was the initial damage? Let's deal with that first. I didn't
So
type
the
that in
initial
there.
damage was so because I crit, I rolled 2d10 instead of 1.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
So what was that initial damage?
Um,
I think it was 16 you said, but I can't remember.
I think it was 15. Well, I rolled 2 at the same time. One was an 8. That's the only one I remember. One of them was an 8, but I'm pretty sure the total was 15.
Okay. I think it was in the teens as well. So
Okay.
15 ice damage, and then give me
Yeah.
1 second. Let me see what to do here. Hit or miss, the shard explodes. The target each creature.
Ugh.
Okay, Elle, just give me an Arcana check. The Arcana check is
Oh!
in your rage if you remember enough how well this spell works to either aim for its head or its tail.
I rolled a
If you-
17 on the die, and I have a +5 to Arcana.
So you would know enough to know that this spell is going to explode and to know to not do it within 5 feet of yourself. So I will give you the benefit of the doubt that you are going to aim for its head. It will explode out of range of you and Mrs. Q. It is not going to hit Astra or anyone else as this triggers when the creature is leaving.
The last
So what
time
happens on an explosion?
2d6 cold damage if you fail a dex saving throw. A dex of 14. I think the
So it
last time Elle did this was when we were in the chamber on the disc. And I didn't realize it explodes, and I think I knocked out Aurora. I knocked out somebody.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah.
That's one of the times. I think
That's one of the times.
I think I've died by my group's hands more than enemies' hands.
I think so. It makes the save, so it does not take
Okay.
any damage from the explosion.
Okay. Well, it's been fun.
Okay. As we are Yeah, as we are back up to the top, Aurora, you are up. Mrs. Q, you're on deck. You come up after Astra.
I think as I like start charging up my hands again, and reaching out, it's like I feel so much power, unlimited power as I cast the witch bolt again at this thing, trying to hit it.
Go for it.
You can do it.
22.
Yes, that hits.
Let's go. Ooh, okay. That'll be 22, 25, 30 points of lightning damage.
Whoa.
Nice.
And yeah, and that link, as you can see, it just like tendrils of lightning hold on to it as they continue till my next turn. So let's see what happens.
Jeez. As you kind of strike its underbelly in the air and you see the lightning scrape on its side as it lands by Astra, kind of in between you and Astra-ish. And Apoc is there as well, as it shrieks in pain as the lightning just like if you wanted to, you could carve your initials into its side kind of thing. That's how cool it looks.
And while I'm doing that, I'm gonna yell at Basil, who's up this time. Take it down, take it down, take it down. Bardic Inspiration.
Okay.
All right. Mrs. Q, you are up.
Okay. Perhaps
If you wanted to feel
that would be great. Would it be great?
it would be really
Okay.
nice.
Are we still standing close by to each other? I haven't moved. don't think
Sort
it-
of.
Yeah.
Looking-
Yeah, is the creature still nearby, like the portal? That's why I was confused about my opportunity attack, because I don't look like I'm nearby the animal right now.
Oh, no, it was by you, but it flew its way
Okay.
over to Astra.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
I
gotcha.
apologize if that was unclear, but it
No, no worries.
took its attacks at you, saw that you weren't doing good. It was still getting hurt, so it turned around and leapt towards Astra.
Yeah.
Okay,
Hmm.
Mrs. Q waddles back over to Basil, seeing that he is once again not doing so great. And casts Cure Wounds at 4th level, which is 4d8 plus 2.
48.
What?
Hmm?
Hang on. 1, 2.
What's the order? It's Mrs. Q, Basil, then is it L?
So Mrs. Q, Astra, Apoc, Basil. L.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm not doing that well either, so I'm hoping Astra has something for me.
I can't use 2,
No,
like,
I
can
don't
only
think
use
you can.
1 spell per turn, right?
Yes, 1 leveled spell per turn.
Mhm.
Okay, I don't. Do I have any unleveled spells that will be useful? Nope, that's a no. Okay, I'll get you next time.
I was just gonna give like a real, like she's laying on the ground, like not like barely moving.
Okay.
All right. As that ends Mrs. Q's turn, Astra, who is face to face with this thing, is going to take the maximum amount of damage she could in fire damage. As you see some of her feathers like instantly singe Apoc. I think you and Aurora are the ones who see this. The feathers around her beak and her like mantle are going to instantly singe. Some of the like frays of clothing, threads of clothing are almost going to kind of like ember instantly as this thing is right face to face to it. And you see her kind of like start to breathe a bit heavy in the heat. She's going to have to make a con save for her sunbeam. She makes it. As she is going to just shoot her hand out once more to try and blind this thing. As the creature rolls a nat 20.
Oof.
So on a failed save, the creature still takes damage. Jeez, you're after that die. as the sunbeam has lost quite a bit of its strength. With Astra being so close, and you see it kind of like shear and just barely nick the like beak and horn and side of the face of this creature, as you hear this almost predatory growl kind of come from in its chest. As Astra kind of looks a little panicked towards Aurora and towards APOC as she tries to maintain concentration on her spell and just yells, "We have to kill it!" APOC, you're up.
Is it within 5 feet of me? Like, what's the size on this?
So it's giant, it's gargantuan. It's just hard to tell. So.
Like, am I within 5 feet of it? I guess is my question. Do I need to step away?
You would be within 5 feet of it, so you would take 7 fire damage at the start of your turn.
Only 3. Thank you very much.
And it's annoying when you guys have stuff against this.
And then I'm going to step back.
It is going to try and claw at you.
Do it.
If it's opportunity.
It means it can't hit anybody else. I'm gonna distract it, guys. If you need to get away, get away.
As you shout that and then move away, it is going to swing at you with its beak.
And go where?
Is it swinging? I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Yeah. That's you.
Okay.
That's you.
So hold on. It is gonna hit you. That's like a 20.
That's okay.
Okay, wisdom save. Dirty 20.
It's good.
Okay, so it is going to chomp down at you with its beak.
And it's gonna get poked back by some sharp little fleas.
Okay, hold on.
2d4, 3d4, 44.
Are you rolling to
Negate.
negate? Okay. What am I doing? Okay, so that's 23 piercing.
Minus 11. So I'll take 12. You take 11 of those.
How do you roll it?
Let's go.
Amazing. Oh,
Thank goodness.
dang.
He's it's almost poetic that like you just couldn't hit him all day, and Apoc's just he's like, "Hey guys, I'm gonna distract it so that like I don't know, you can run away, but then I can also, shoot at it from a little distance, and guys, just fight it off if it tries to bite me." And you see Apoc just running away, and the rock just collapses as he's not even looking at it. And Jeremy and his little army of fleas on his back, poking back at this thing, are just like merging an assault on this, just taking him down point by point. Their little lances.
They have little lances.
This is like a spiny shield,
Oh,
right?
I
Like
love
it's
that.
I love that.
yeah.
As this rock slowly gets poked to death by Jeremy and his army of fleas, and kind of collapses. The body itself still very, very hot between Astra, Aurora, and Apoc. As you all kind of like take a breath. Those of you who have taken damage or have taken any kind of fire damage are just like caked in your own sweat from the fight. Sweat and blood for some of you. As you all take a moment in this quiet to recoup itself. We are going to end the session there.
Oh,
Aurora, sorry.
And for the record, my lightning's still attacking it because I've been playing D&D for I don't know how long, and I have yet to have lightning bolt last 2 rounds. Witch bolt. Oh.
It smells like a little bit like chicken.
Apoc, you took this from me.
I didn't do anything. Blame Jeremy.
I think I've had Witch Bolt on every character. I've yet to last longer than a round with it.
Oh my gosh. Amazing.
That's good.
That was fun, guys.
Yeah.
Holy, yeah, that was crazy.
And then thanks to Dravian for watching the stream.
Yeah.
There you go.
Wait, we actually had, you weren't joking when you said someone in chat was there?
Yeah, he's been kicking ass. Anyways,
Thanks.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
log off the stream.
Oh my god. Andrew, I want you to know that that second bite attack did 21 damage.
Huh?
And L was at 22 before that, so I had
Oh.
1 hit point that
Oh
whole
my
left.
gosh.